welcome to Let's Learn Excel. Guys, today we are going to refresh the previous session where we have covered some product series, count series, and other advanced filter dependent validation. And these all series we are going to refresh today with some examples. Let me show you some examples. Also, this is actually one small data set. We'll do some kind of calculation and find out exactly something which actually help you understand better this series, because there are lots of functions where you have to understand by using date function, by using such functions which are actually not available in Excel, but you have to use those functions, or maybe you have to create your own user defined function. Let's understand today how we can develop such kind of things. So let me quickly make you understand this entire series in one go. Some product function, as we have already discussed, this is inbuilt function. It's an array function, does not require control shift enter, and this function exactly works like sum if function, and this function returns numeric value, and non-numeric values are treated as zero in this function. This is actually the argument which actually is passed to this function. And if you see the purpose of this, the sum product function returns the sum of the product of corresponding ranges of array. So why actually I am covering this theoretically, so that it can help you understand, if we get you one exercise, so you don't need to be uh, uh, worried about what function you have to use. Of course, some product function works faster than some if. So over here, this function actually is an alternate to sum if function. But some product is very easy to deploy in the work, but some ifs takes longer. You should know all the functions. So that is what I'm going to discuss today. So if you see another slide where to use this sum product function, actually this function is very much crucial in our day-to-day office life. When we have some data set, when we have to take out some insight out of data, there all those functions are very useful. When we talk about weighted average, understand weighted average can easily be calculated by some product, some of the product, understand. So these we have to incorporate in our work. First, we multiply all items by its respective quantities. There is one example is given, how we calculate manually, and try to do that first so as to get more clarity and understand how fast the result is produced. You can see we have the item quantity and value whatever. So we have to multiply. So now you see we multiply all items by its respective quantities and calculate the sum, and then divide the sum by the total quantity of all items. This is called some product, or maybe this is called weighted average. All right. So now you see that some product function continuity over here. This is one example we are giving over there. This is the small tiny data set. We have to find out total revenue. So there are two things. Either you multiply price and quantity in the helper column and then take the sum. Either you select the array, and then total revenue will be calculated within seconds. So this is just refreshing your stuff, and this is small data set we have with us, and where we are telling uh, we have to find out total desk item cost. So total desk in the E column. So over here we have created H column. You can see F column and G column, and H column is the multiplication of F and G column. So 125 into 2, 250, and you can see that 7 and 1.29. So it is 9. So this is all multiplication. So what we are doing in this function here, we are actually creating if E2 and E9, this is the range of item, equal to dash, then it should be multiplied by H2 and H9, of course. So in this function, what is happening, uh, E2 through E9 equal to task. Actually, guys, this function is giving us, true false values. So as you know, true false values, we are converting them. You can read this line, and double minus, double minus when we use in some product function, it converts true and false into 1 and 0 respectively. So you can see that there is a scenario. If I go back to my Excel file, I show an example of the scenario where you have suppose one data I'm showing you, like maybe boolean values, true and false, and I'm putting true. So this is all about, to make you understand better. So this is actually one array we got, it is equal to that and blah blah and so on. So here is the value of quantity, maybe this is the one. So what is happening if you multiply these two value? So what will happen? Of course, true is 1, false is 0, and true is 1, false is 0. So we are actually multiplying only these values. You can see that this multiplied by this value. All right. And now you see the result. This is the total. So that's what we are doing in our PPT. So you can see this scenario. So because of this multiplication, we are able to calculate the total cost of its Dext, which is 875. So now let me go to next slide. Now this is the one. Yes. Now is the third slide. You can see that third example. Here we need to calculate total desk item cost, which can be worked out by using some function. So guys, over here we have removed that total item. So total actually we have created there. Now we have removed the helper column. So how easy is that? You have removed one column. Now you can do everything in your sum product function. If e1 through e19 equal to dash, which will give you value true and false, and that true and false we are converting into 1 and 0. You can read this line. Double minus is used in sum product function which converts true and false into 1 and 0 respectively. So over here, this is something which we can see. If this equal to dash, this array, this is the array, e column array. You can see dash, stapler, binder, pen, and dash. If this equal to dash, that is the array which we are converting into 1 and 0, and then we are passing our value f1 through f19. This is a unit, and then g1 through g19 value we are passing over there, unit cost. Because here we have two options: either we create total cost, which will be uh, which will be f and g multiplication, or either we can pass all the arrays in this sum product function, then the value will be 875. So over here the answer will be the same. All right, and I hope you are getting clarity now with this example better. So now you see fourth example I'm giving you here. So now fourth example, if we have to find out the occurrence of representative smith and item dash. So there are two things, as we have seen countifs already. So that function we use to find out the occurrence. So over here we can use our sum product function. So you can see if D2 and D9 series equivalent to Smith, that should be multiplied by, so you can use rather than array, you can use this multiplication also. So this actually we have not covered earlier. Now you can see this example. So if this equal to this and this equal to this, so it will give you true false value. So we are actually, what we are doing, that true false value we are multiplying true false value. So of course, there are three options which can actually convert true false into 1 and 0. Either you can apply double minus, either you can do this way, multiplication, or either you can add these values. So if you add also, then also it works. So you can try and you can see the result. So we are this simple basic mathematics actually. We are multiplying these values and you can see the result. So now you see next one. Fifth example I'm showing you. So this function is very much versatile, can be used for other scenarios also. Let's see again the better way to find out the, to find out how to get the distinct count of items below. So you can see in the item we have repeated values. Task is repeated, multiple times, and stapler is there, pen set is there, pencil is there, and binder is there. So this is the table where we have defined we have 6 unique values. But if we have to use some product function, how we can find out the unique value? This is a function equal to sum product 1 by countf. So what does it happen here? We are actually seeing the occurrence of all the items, and we are dividing equal proportion to all the respective families. So if desk is repeated 2 times here, so we are giving 50-50%. If pan set is repeated, 4 times here. So we are giving 0.25 means 25% to each. So this is how we are using some product function and getting the output. So this is also done now. Now let's refresh the count function series also. So as we have already discussed, the purpose of count series is to count numbers or text, guys. So you know that count itself is self-explanatory. We use this function to count numbers or text. So there are 5 variants of count functions: count, count a, count blank, count if, count ifs. So these 5 segments we have already used. But today in my session, which where I will cover all these mixed criteria, which can help you better and give you amazing understanding of all those functions. And this is more about theoretical, but you can connect yourself easily. So you can see there are 5 segments. So I have defined everything in easy way. So count function count only numbers. Remember guys, count function count only numbers. So over here I have selected range C1 through C19. So you can see C1 itself is units. If we are using count function, so of course it will not be counted, so the result will be 18. Text is ignored here. So I hope this is clear. Very simple example. Now you can see the second example, count A. Count A means it will count all, either numbers or text. So you can see the same range I have selected. That's why the output is 19. So unit also, which is header. It counts the units also, which is header. This is also clear. Count A means count all. So if you go to count blank, this actually is self-explanatory. Uh, I can skip this, but still you can see that there are 3 highlighted cells which we are counting. So it is counting 3. So now you go to next item, count if. Guys, count if is a combination of count and if, which counts the item on the basis of one condition. So count if itself accepts only one condition. So you can see here in the D column, which is of item, we are finding out the total count of desk. So this is the function which can get you the 3 count. And simultaneously, if you work on count ifs, so understand count ifs, again it can accept multiple conditions. So over here we are asking, this is the question like desk count for north region. So desk is found in item and region is found in region column. So here it is, it is of 2 conditions which actually we are using, and it is giving 2 count. You can see desk for north region, desk and north is there. And if you see that north and desk, and if you go little down, you won't find the data. And this is the small data set we have used to make you understand the entire scenario. So guys, I really want you to go through all those my sessions which can help you better, but you have to read all those things which actually has been covered today, so that it can help you better understand all those things. So sometimes we try to cover as much as possible in one session, and sometimes we cover maybe in the next session whatever is left over. So now you see that if I go back to my exercise, actually you can see there is one exercise I have for you guys. You can see this small data set. This small data set, maybe because before that, let me cover this small ones. Okay, let me take this data set. This is the small data where we have to find out the total sales which are less than 0. So this is the less than 0. Let's quickly finish this, and after that I will have some other things to cover. So this is the less than 0 quantity. How we can find out that less than 0 quantity? You can use equal to see, we have to find out the count here, equal to count. So what we are counting here, count sales. So we can use count if, and this is of course my range. All right, so what we are doing here, there less than 0. All right, so you can see there are 2 sales which are less than 0, which already we have highlighted. Count sales, count sales which are less than 0, guys. It is clear. Now if we have to find out the total sale between 850 and 1000, so this is amazing criteria. So now how we can find out total sale? So total sale means we have to use over some ifs function, and again we have to find out or criteria, sunshine and quad. So sunshine and quad, these are the product. We have to find out total sale for these things. So how we can find out total sale for these two? So we have now 2 criteria. So let me start with this criteria. So how we can do that? This is actually my range. You can see G17 through G18. So understand now this sum if, or maybe sum if we can take sum if, because you have the only one criteria here. Sum if. Actually, what is range here? This is actually my range, guys. All right, and this is again my range. These are the product. So we have to find out the total, sales for these two product. Understand, guys, this is actually multiple, people, which we have to understand how we can, get the total sum in one of the cells. And now what is my sum range? This is actually my sum range. So now you see the result is 0. Actually it's not 0. If I open this by press F9, you can see these are the two cells of uh, sunshine and quad. You can see quad and sunshine. Quad is the second row, you can see that. And if I show you, sunshine is also second one, 493, but it is the total actually. It has given the total. So now you see quad is only one over there, and quad is down also. So we have taken the sum if C2 and so on. So now understand, is this correct? So let me just filter this sunshine and quad we have to find out. So remove this and see what is the result. Guys, this is the result. 4278 is the result. But what result we are getting over there? If you 4278, press F9, guys. So if you actually sum this, the result will come. So now you can use some product function from the just to this is actually the array. 4278. This is the result. Try to understand these two values we have selected in this formula and the result we are getting in array form. So if you don't use some product, so now you understood the objective to cover this series, because this is actually what we have to cover in this session, because how we can get multiple data set in one cell. If you press F9, you see two values are there. So if you just see that the first value for sunshine and second value for quad, because we have selected two people over there. So to execute that, you either you can use some function, guys. You use some function also, but you have to press F2 control shift enter. So this is also possible here, but as we have already discussed, some product is self is an array formula, but doesn't require keystroke F2 control shift enter. So I will put some product here. So once you put some product function, you see the output there. All right. So now the question is how we can find out the total sale less than equal to 850. Greater than equal to 850 and less than 1000. So how will you get that? So there are two criteria. So now let's start. Sum if we can use sum if function. Sum if we can use, or maybe we can use sum if function, because we have the two criteria, right? So now two criteria. So sum ifs, this is actually my range, guys. All right, criteria range one. So this is again another criteria, and now we have to put the criteria, because that is again the range, because this is the same range. You can see this is the same range applied, where we have to find out the total sale. Total sale. Maybe you can find out the total count here, because total sale between 850 and 1000. Uh, how we can actually find out this? Let's do that. Maybe we can see the count. Count ifs is better here, because this is actually the question and logical test. Okay, so because question itself, if we see, and this is amazing thing, if we ask you, we have to find out the total sales, count between 850 and 1000. So count actually is a valid question. We can't say that I need total sales. So that is not total sale count. Maybe total count of rows, where we can say between 850 and 1000. So here you can use count ifs, guys. Count ifs. So what we can do here, count ifs, there is one range. So you can select this is one range, and you can use greater than equal to, and you can write 850. All right, and then again we can select this criteria. How? And then we can say that less than equal to, maybe you can write 1000 that way. So you can say there are three sales are there which are greater than 850 and 1000. So this is one. Let me color that. Yeah, green. And now this is again one. All right. So two, and then this is again three. All right. And 850, above 850, and there is nothing. So you can see the result is in front of us. So now you can see how did we use this function. We have used COUNTIFs if we have to find out the sales between 850 and 1000. So you can say this way. So this is amazing, it can help you understand better. So now product criteria, Carlota. So I want to find out Carlota count. So you can say that count if. Count if, you can select this actually, and then you can select Carlota. So you can see Carlota is repeated 4 times, 2 and 3 and 4. So this segment is clear, guys. So now let me jump to now another segment which actually can help you better. Guys, this is amazing exercise today where we have to make you walk through this entire things. We have already put some ifs. So with some ifs, we have to find out the result. And as I mentioned, some ifs and some product almost they are exactly same, but some product is very versatile function. So over here the result will be same for these two items. And now count ifs. So of course this is different. So some ifs and some product, these two result will be same, but let's understand how we can use some ifs over here, how we can use some product over there, and here how we can use count ifs, guys. So now understand the data first. So they are telling criteria for adding sales, April, May, and so on. And these are the product list, which is located in the second row. In this table, where the data is located in the ninth row, and over there, which is located in the 16th row. So this is very beautiful data set, which actually can help you better understand these three functions. And after this session, you will be able to use these functions anywhere you feel, the connections, where you can make some data, where you can tell stories about data. So this is all about that. So now, how we can execute this? Let's start with the sum product function, guys. Through sum product function, we have already discussed sal reference, absolute reference, and relative reference. So I'm not going back to tell you relative reference or relative reference. Here I'm telling you if the row is constant over there, this one, ninth row. So you have to log the row. Very simple. If you feel this data is in F column, but we are dragging it towards right, left, whatever. So you have to log the column also. G column also you have to lock. So this is all basics. We call dynamic range relative reference, or if we uh, log that range, that's called absolute reference. So now understand the concept here. So let me start with some product, guys. First, you understand what actually we do that. If I write first April 2020, guys, this is a date. All right, this is a date. Automatically, it has covered the date. This is clear. Now, if I write, text function, that is already covered. So let me tell you something. Maybe I can try here. Equal to text function. Equal to text. What is my value, guys? This is my value. Understand that what I'm doing here. I have selected the entire rows, but if I have to go up, control backspace, guys. Understand this, and this actually is my constant table. I can write press F4. If this equal to, and if this equal to, we have to be very careful. Now format text. Understand this. How many times M? You can see APR. APR is there, and then how many times here? 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now understand if this equal to, what we have to write here. If this equal to, of course we have to write. First you close this formula. If this equal to, because this entire things will give you the result. You have to write 1, and you have to select this, guys. So here understand It is kept in F column, which you have to drag also. Now you have to lock this F. Understand and be careful. We have dragged the F. Again, you have to press this. All right, which is in G column. Again, you have to press G. So press F4. So now you see we have to lock G. Now you see that we have locked this also. So try to understand this formula. Just copy this formula and safe side and press F9. How this formula is working, guys? You can see some values will be true and false. So let's search some value are true and false here or not. Can we see some values true and false? No. So let me start Control F. Not getting any. So no problem. So now you see that press Escape, Control Z. So what actually this function is doing equal to text a to a78. This equal to that this function, if you again press F9, understand this function July 2011. So what actually we have done, we have unnecessarily used one ampersand. So guys, remove this function first. All right. So now because see that's what Control Z. So if you have some such kind of functions, you have to be very careful what actually we are searching, or what actually we are putting the value. So this is called debugging, guys. Understand that if you press F9, so press F9, you can press and see is there any true value or not. So now you see some true values you are getting on the top. You can see these true values are getting. Now you press Control Z, and you just yes. So now what actually our function is correct this much. This function is correct. As we have already discussed that how to convert true and false into 1 and 0. So you can use double minus. We actually use to convert uh, true false into 1 and 0. And now let me put this inverted commas. So now you understand uh, we use double minus, we use uh, to convert true and false into 1 and 0. Understand this, guys. All right. So this function is clear now, but this is not complete function. This is actually one smart way to handle this criteria. And now we have to convert this into double minus. So if you open this formula, see, I will tell you everything step by step because this function needs very much care, or you have to be very careful. Press F9. You can see all values are 0 and 1. So if I multiply these values to other array, almost 90% job is done. So I think we are going good now. So this is one criteria we have already put. So if you put some product in the beginning, and this is one array. Now you do second array. In the second array, what we are telling here in the billion product D column, and we have the billion. So I think this is wonderful, and then we can find out the sale. So you can select the range A2. So of course, if you're selecting the range from A to A768, so you have to select the range from there itself, D2. Size of the range should be the same. If you select the range from this, and answer will be 0. Okay, so now you have to be very careful. Again, you do this and select this entire thing. So now again you have to press Control backspace. First you lock this table entirely. So you can press F4. Okay, this table is entirely locked. This equal to, you can select this part. Actually you can say this ninth row, you have to drag the formula. Alright, so you have to lock ninth row here. How we can press F4? So ninth is also locked now. And again you have to convert this into double minus. All right, so maybe you can do this way, double minus you can give, and now you have to select this entire sales now. All right, now you see, is the result coming? No, result is not coming. What is the problem here? Let me just check something on the top. What are we missing something? Okay, let me just see that. Control X. So screen tip I'm not getting. Let me just some product. Yes. So we have actually missed. Now you see some value I'm getting. If you drag this value, the value you are getting now. So you're getting some values, but guys, the problem is that we have not logged this range. Press F4. So if you press F4, the entire range is logged. Now you see the value you're getting and this value you're getting. So this result we have already executed. Can we check something like May 2010? May 2010 means entire May 2010. What is the Carlota, sale? So May 2010 Carlota. So now Control Shift L, you can select Carlota. It should be 1717 for May 2010. May 2010. And now how we can go there? You can see that May 2010. Total May 2010. What is the total sale? Okay, seven and yeah, this is the sale. 1774. Let's see the result. Guys, this is perfect. So this is amazing. Now let me check this also. Majestic Majestic sale for May 2011. So now let me do Control Z because that was kind of we had selected already May Majestic. This is May 2010. Now see that this is value. So this is 1321. 1 minute. Let me check again. Yeah, this is 1321. This is also correct, guys. This is also correct. Correct. And now let me check now. mm, May 2011. Now let me check May 2011 for Majestic sale. So let me go there. May 2010, guys. May 2010. So now May and 10. How much? No, 960, I think. May. No, sorry. We have to find May 2011. May 2011, guys. May. Okay, this is clear. May 2011, 960. Let me go up May 2011. So guys, this is also correct. So now you see this is how we can use this function to find out these things, guys. All right. So now we expect the same result in this formula, but we have to use sum if function. So guys, please be careful and focus here, and we are going to use this function. How we can use that? Understand the sum if function first. It requires some range. So what is my sum range? This is my sum range. Again, you have to press F4. And now what you have to do, this actually function is easy to use but little tricky, guys. Okay. Sum ifs. Now what we have to do? We have to use, you can see this function over here, which I am parking. You can stretch this function if you wish anywhere. Sum range, criteria range one. Actually, after that, I'm selecting this entire range, guys. Okay, again you have to do press F4. What is my criteria? Of course, this is my criteria. So over here I have to lock my second row. So press F4. I have locked my second row here. Now, comma. Now the question is, we have selected the sum range, which is of course our sales of C column. And now we have selected our D, which is product, and we have selected our H2, and we have logged the row also. Now it comes to date part, guys. All right. Now we are selecting another criteria range, which is this, and again press F4, comma. So what we are telling over there, we have to find out entire April for 2010, total sale, April 2010 sale. It means these are given dates. So we have to put the criteria something like that. We need a sale greater than equal to 1st of April 2010. So we have to put the criteria like that, like greater than 1st of April 2010 and less than April end, or maybe we have to find out that. So how we can find out this? Because uh, yes, let's try this. We have already selected this and greater than equal to. If you put greater than equal to, all right, I'm just putting this way. You can select this in F column. So you have to press F column and lock the F column here. The way I'm locking here, and then you have to select this also, and again you have to lock. Uh, G. So G we have logged. This criteria selected. So this is great. A greater than equal to 1st April 2010. And now we have to select again this same criteria. All right, and press F4. Okay, because this is a range. We have to log everything. Now we have to use uh, less than equal to, and we have to use, there is function called EO month, guys. EO month. In EO month, you can see the criteria or the argument start date comma months. So what is start date, guys? Start date. So we have to make one start date here. So you can say actually 1 and April. All right, and now you have to log this date also. You have to log F column F. So this column is the log. All right, and ampersand, and now you have to log this. So here we have to log G column. So how you can log G column? By pressing F4. All right, this is EO month. Date is cover. Now month is 0. So because in EO month, if you pass on any start date or any date of the month, so it gives the end date of that particular month, but you have to pass month as 0. So this is actually one part we have clear. Yeah, this actually seems better. Let's try, and let me try this. Of course, yes, wonderful. Guys, you can see this is matching. You can see this is matching. And now 1061, 2025, 143. Okay, you can see total sale 26124 down. And now you can see total sale 26124. Awesome. So guys, you can see that, while creating this function, how much care we have exercised, and this is one of the best examples we have ever given about some ifs and some product, where you have used lots of things. So now let me tell you, like, if you have the date, suppose I'm putting some date. Okay, 1 minute. 1302, maybe 1102 2018. Guys, this is the date. Okay, this is the date. I have pressed 1, control 1. Let me just see that. Right, 11 February 2018. So this is actually 11th February 2018. If I have to find out the last or last day of this month, how I can find out? Use EO month function. In EO month, pass this value and 0. So you see, this is the number we am getting. This is actually the date. You can see what date I am getting now, 28th February. So now you understand, if you pass on any date, EO month will give you last day of the month, guys. So this is actually clear. So now what did we do here? So we have actually given greater than equal to 1st April 2010. So if you put any date like that, 1st May 2011, actually it comes in a date format. So this is what we have done over there. And in EU month also, the criteria is the start date. So start date is given like that only, and then month is 0. So this function has worked, to our requirement. So now you understood, we can do this kind of stuff by using some ifs and some product both. So as I have already mentioned in my PPT that, some product works exactly like some ifs function. Some product works exactly like some if function. Some Okay, so it works exactly like some if function. You can see this syntax, because this is very useful, guys. So whatever we are covering here, you have to ensure everything you practice, because there are a lot more things you can explore, and you can ask yourself what best you can do with this function. And now I have covered all these things, and now let me show you that Excel file, and we have to find out count ifs again. So this is clear, guys. Let us move to next count ifs. So again, we have to be very careful here. How we can use count ifs? count ifs, guys. In the count ifs, the criteria range. As you know, we have product, month, and year. So of course, you have to use two criteria there. Count ifs. Let's try this criteria. So press like control backspace again, and then you can lock this range. Press F4, guys. Okay, and after you have locked this range, this is actually the product. You can see that this is the product, and now you can select, of course, this range. So this is kept in 16th row, which you have to lock over there. Select this entire thing. Press F4 once, twice. You have to press F4 twice, comma. Now you have to be clear about the dates, how we can add these dates. Now EO month function, all these functions. So again, you have to select this entire criteria, guys. All right, and again you have to control backspace to go on the top, and you can log this entire range. So this is actually criteria range 2. And what is my criteria then? You can use again greater than equal to 1. You can pass this date, and now you have to make one date. Okay, you can select this April ampersand. You can select this also. Now you have to understand it is kept in F column. So you have to lock F column by pressing F4 thrice. 1, 2, thrice. Okay, and again you have to lock G column also by pressing F4 thrice. First, second, third. All right, this is also clear. Again you have to press, you have to select this entire range, this and this, and again you have to go on the top, control backspace, and you have to lock this entire table. Press F4, guys. Okay, and now you can see that less than ampersand, you can use your month function, because this is the same thing we have to use. What is star date, guys? Again you have to do this ampersand, uh, this ampersand, this comma 0. Guys, you have to see, is this working? Yes, very good, it's working. But now we have to lock this by pressing F4, you know thrice. So you can do this way also. You can select entire things, then you can press F4 thrice, first, second, third. So this way also you can do. So first you see the formula before you drag. Everything looks okay, the result should be good. Yes, the result is good. Now you see sunset, and you can see 12 is sunset. 12 items are available, 12 rows are available for April 2011. So first, April 2011, April 2011, it should be 12 items, and then sunset. All right, this is clear, guys. This is clear, this is working. Now select sunshine. How many items are available? Sunshine are 8 items are available. Now sunshines 8 items are available. This is also clear, guys. So now this is actually working, guys, and these are the functions. Let me copy these functions somewhere else so you can understand better. This is actually the function. So if you press control tilde key, so control tilde key is the function which actually you can use to get the formula. And if you press control tilde, you have the normal way. So tilde actually is to the left of one first and second number, or it's called grave sign also. So you can actually explore more on that. So this is a function. Let me highlight these functions somewhere else to help you better understand that. Let me highlight this also. Control C, or I can type this way, and let me type this function also. Where is that? You just put inverted commas and enter the entire formula. You can view that. And if you copy this entire formula, just you press inverted commas and put the formula. So control B, you can see this is the entire function we have used here. So whatever we have covered by now in COUNTIFs and some product, some ifs, and text function, this is actually the combination of all the functions which will get you amazing clarity to go ahead. So in our next session, I will be covering those things which actually help you to understand these all functions better. So I think we are good to go now. Thank you very much for watching this. and I hope you start practicing these sessions, and it will be very useful for you guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.